The wheelchair jerked to a stop just outside a small auto garage in San Diego, its front wheel bent sharply inward. 9-year-old Lily sat quietly, her hands resting on her lap, while her mother struggled to push her forward. Claire Whitmore was used to private drivers, smooth schedules, and problems solved with a phone call. Today, none of that mattered. The curb they had crossed moments earlier had damaged the wheelchair, and now Lily was stuck. Claire's expensive clothes felt out of place as frustration and fear crept into her expression. Her daughter's silence hurt more than any breakdown ever could. From inside the garage, Daniel Reyes noticed them. He was a mechanic in his early 40s, his hands marked by years of honest work. He walked over without hesitation and knelt beside Lily, inspecting the wheel carefully. Claire immediately asked how much it would cost and how long it would take, already reaching for her wallet. Daniel didn't answer right away. He asked Lily if the chair felt uncomfortable and whether she was scared. Lily shook her head softly and said she just wanted it to move again. Something in her calm voice made Daniel nod slowly. He wheeled the chair into the garage, setting it beside half-repaired cars and scattered tools. Claire watched anxiously as he worked, straightening the bent metal, replacing worn bearings, and carefully adjusting the balance. Every movement was slow and deliberate. Lily observed quietly, her eyes following his hands. Daniel explained what he was doing in simple words, making sure Lily understood. Claire stood nearby, unused to being powerless, realizing she had no control here except to wait and trust a stranger. As Daniel worked, memories flooded Claire's mind. The wheelchair wasn't just equipment, it was a reminder of the accident years ago that had taken Lily's father and changed everything. She had spent millions since then, doctors, treatments, technologies, but none of it erased the guilt she carried. Watching Daniel treat the wheelchair with care instead of urgency stirred something uncomfortable inside her. He wasn't rushing. He wasn't charging. He wasn't performing. He was simply helping. When Daniel finally rolled the wheelchair back outside, it moved smoothly across the concrete. He gestured for Lily to try it herself. Claire held her breath as Lily pushed the wheels forward. The chair glided effortlessly. Lily's face lit up and a small laugh escaped her lips, light and pure. Claire felt tears gather instantly, surprised by their force. Daniel stepped back quietly, wiping his hands on a rag, unaware that fixing a single broken wheel had just cracked open a truth Claire had avoided for years. Some things could not be repaired with money alone. Claire stood silently as Lily rolled back and forth on the smooth pavement, her laughter soft but full of wonder. Daniel watched from a distance, not seeking praise. As he gathered his tools, he casually mentioned that the wheelchair frame was an older custom medical design, built to prioritize comfort over speed. Claire froze. Very few people recognized that model. She asked how he knew. Daniel explained that years ago, before opening his garage, he had volunteered at a rehabilitation center, repairing mobility equipment for families who couldn't afford replacements. He had seen many wheelchairs, but Lily stood out because it had been built with unusual care. Claire felt her chest tighten. She confessed quietly that Lily's father had helped design that chair before the accident that took his life. It was one of the last things he ever worked on, hoping it would give his daughter freedom. Daniel listened without interrupting, his expression gentle and respectful. Claire's composure finally broke. She admitted that despite all her wealth, she felt she had failed Lily by constantly chasing cures instead of accepting and supporting her daughter as she was. The tears came freely now, unstoppable, as years of buried guilt surfaced. Daniel didn't offer advice or comfort beyond presence. He simply said Lily seemed strong and happy, and that sometimes stability mattered more than solutions. Lily rolled closer, sensing her mother's emotion, and placed her hand over Claire's. In that small gesture, Claire realized how much she had underestimated her daughter's resilience. Lily didn't ask for miracles. She asked for movement, patience, and love. Claire knelt beside her, holding her tightly, promising silently to listen better from now on. The next morning, Claire returned to the garage without assistance or security. She brought breakfast and thanked Daniel properly. She explained that she wanted to fund a small workshop attached to his garage, dedicated to repairing and modifying wheelchairs for families who couldn't afford specialized care. Daniel hesitated, wary of attention and publicity. Claire assured him it wouldn't carry her name or brand. It would simply exist to help. After a long pause, Daniel agreed, on the condition that Lily be the first official visitor whenever she wanted. Months passed and the garage changed quietly. A corner became a workspace filled with adapted tools and spare parts. Families came in hesitant and left hopeful. Lily visited often, rolling confidently, asking questions and offering encouragement to other children. Claire watched these moments with tears she no longer tried to hide. She finally understood the truth that had once escaped her. Wealth could build things, but compassion could restore them. And in a small garage on an ordinary street, her daughter wasn't being fixed. She was being seen, valued, and allowed to move forward in her own way. A year passed, and the garage no longer felt like an ordinary repair shop. It had become a place of quiet transformation. The new mobility workspace blended naturally into the garage, filled with tools adapted for wheelchairs, walkers, and small custom parts. Daniel worked the same way he always had, focused, patient, never rushed. Lily visited often, greeting everyone by name, offering encouragement with a confidence that surprised even her mother. Claire watched her daughter move through the space with ease, realizing how much Lily had grown, not just physically, but emotionally since that first broken wheel. Claire's own life had changed in ways she never expected. She still managed companies and attended meetings, but her priorities had shifted. She spent more time listening than directing, more time observing than fixing. Sitting in the garage on quiet afternoons, she saw how Daniel treated every person with the same respect, whether they arrived in a worn jacket or a tailored suit. There were no special favors, no shortcuts. Claire recognized a kind of wealth she had never possessed before, one built on humility and presence. It humbled her more than any failure ever had. Lily had become a quiet source of inspiration for others. Children came in afraid, embarrassed by their broken equipment or limited mobility, and left smiling after talking with her. She showed them how to maneuver smoothly, how to laugh when things felt heavy, how to be proud without explanation. Daniel noticed how naturally she connected with people and began letting her help choose colors or small custom touches for repairs. Claire saw her daughter no longer defined by what she couldn't do, but by the strength she carried effortlessly into every room. One evening, as the sun dipped low and the garage lights flickered on, Claire stood beside Daniel watching Lily help another child test a repaired wheelchair. Claire thanked him again, her voice steady this time. Daniel simply nodded. He told her that fixing machines was easy compared to helping people feel seen. Claire understood that deeply now. She had spent years trying to outrun pain, only to learn that healing required standing still and facing it. In that garage, surrounded by oil stains and laughter, she finally felt at peace. As they locked up for the night, Lily rolled ahead of them, confident and joyful. Claire felt tears rise, not from sadness but from gratitude. The broken wheelchair that day had led them somewhere unexpected, not to a miracle cure, but to acceptance, connection, and purpose. Daniel had repaired more than metal and bearings. He had helped Claire see her daughter clearly for the first time. And in doing so, he reminded them both that progress isn't always about standing up. Sometimes, it's about moving forward exactly as you are.